Right now we're playing Minecraft because why not? I feel like shit. I don't know. Why does the human race always strive to do things that they know is going to hurt them? Maybe mentally or physically, but keep doing it. It's crazy when you think about it. People just do things that hurts them. Doesn't matter what they are. It could be an addiction like drugs or cocaine, or it could be cutting. But why do we do it for attention? Because it feels good. Why do people, humans, do things that they know is gonna hurt them, but they still have to do it? Why do we ruin the relationships we have? Why do we beg for forgiveness when we know we're gonna do it again? Why do we spam someone who we care about when we know that that is the one thing they don't want? Why do we try so hard to the point of doing the wrong thing? Why do we try so hard for things that are clearly unattainable for us individually? It's crazy when you think about it. And there's so many things in this world that you could do or try, but so many of them aren't for you. You know, maybe some people just aren't meant to date. You know, maybe they're meant to die alone. Maybe some people aren't meant to find happiness. And it's funny. One thing I've noticed in my years of life, barely any, I'm still a teenager, is that it's so much easier for people to give advice about hurt and handling it than to use it themselves or to even follow the advice given. Isn't that crazy? We give advice and we help out people around us. When you're in school, you always help out the kid, or not always, but you try to help out the kid who's sad, right? Who's sitting there by himself every day. But do you follow the advice you give? Does he follow the advice you gave? What's the point? If no one listens, then why speak? The human race is both an amazing but terrible feat of God, Buddha, the flying spaghetti monster, whatever you believe. We're this crazy thing that was created physically in the image of God, at least according to the Bible. But why? To love, for a chance to live? Is that why we were created? By whatever, whoever? the point? Growing up, I always thought the point was love, right? I mean, it's a pure thought. If you're loved and you do love, then you're happy. But how do you know if it's love? Love is such a hard thing to attain. Because everyone wants to feel it so bad, that they just grow numb. They date a girl and they're like, oh, I love you, when they're in 6th grade or something, or a middle schooler. Do we really know what love is? Yes, there's the concept of true love, but what is that? What the hell is true love? And why can't we find it? Because you always see these posts on Instagram or anything really, Snapchat, about what love is and how you love a person. You know, there's a girl who I have on Instagram. I don't have a lot of people on Instagram. I'm not really a social person, obviously. But all she does is, when she's not in a relationship, talk about how she hates people or how no one can attain her because she's so real or something like that. But every week it seems like she's dating a new person. Just makes me wonder, is that really what society's come to say everything is love but not mean a word of it? Because you see that kind of behavior in a lot of different situations. And I'm not saying I'm above any of it, because I have my own problems. Everyone does. You know, my problem is that I try too hard. Way too hard. I see that there's someone who I could love, and then I freak out. Not in like a yelling sense, I guess, or angry sense. More of the, I don't want to lose that feeling. The dopamine's been released and I'm addicted. That's why people can get addicted to anything. If anything makes you feel good, then, and again, I'm not a scientist, as I previously stated. I don't major in this field at all. But if dopamine's released, then when something feels good, then isn't the chance of addiction possible for anything that just makes you feel good? I mean, because, I don't know, maybe I'm just trying to give an excuse for my behavior to a girl who I've been drowning. Not literally. More like, I guess a better word would be suffocating. I'm a suffocating kind of person. Clingy, I guess. And the poor girl doesn't. I think she realized it and is trying to leave. See, the thing is about the human race and addictions is, we say we can stop at any time, but God, we are powerless to our wants. Or at least I am. I'm weak-willed. Fight against that. You know, I could argue, oh, it's because I love her with all my heart, or something like that, but really, if we're getting into the nick of it, It's because she made me feel good. Emotionally, I want that stated. And I don't want to lose that feeling. You know? And I try to stop, but I can't. Try to distract myself with video games and TV, because that's what I've always done my whole life, but I can't. I'm addicted to my form of love, which may be wrong in every aspect, but it's the form of love. It's the idea which I've grown with. The idea of wanting someone so much that it hurts. It's a terrible idea. Just think of it. Humans are independent creatures in the sense of I have my beliefs, of my morals, my attitude. I have my personality. But the thing about dating is, oh, that's a bad guy, is we lose that. Or we think we have to give that up. And I think that's a mistake which I have made. I've given that up. My independence. To the point where I need to talk to her so that I feel good. And I think that's just terrible. Think about that. I need to talk to someone or else I'm gonna feel bad. I'm going to inconvenience them because I need to talk to them. Not about anything, but just to hear their voice. Could you, the one person or two people watching this video, imagine how that could feel? Because I don't know how it feels. I imagine it would feel good at first. To know that you're wanted that much, that someone just has to talk to you to feel good. But if you really think about it, that's such a terrible thing to do to someone you supposedly care about. How can I say that I'm righteous or whatever the fuck, or that I'm in the right when obviously I'm not, you know? What is so wrong with me that I can't admit my own fallacies and apologize to her and stop texting her and calling her? Because that's what needs to happen. Not that I want to break up with her, because I don't. By any means, I don't want that to happen, because she actually makes me happy. But what if for her sake that's the only option? What if that's the only thing? What if that's the only thing? Oh shit. What if that's the only thing that'll make her feel good? What if I've texted her and called her so much that I push her away? In my trying to care, I ruined everything. Maybe that's the biggest thing with humans. We try so hard, but we really don't know what the fuck is going on. maybe we're just addicted to pain, emotional or physical. But there's always a way out. There's always something which makes you happy. And the point, I think, of life is to find that one thing. Because it may just be one thing. To find that one thing which makes you happy. And not drown it, but to nurture it. Whether that's a person or a thing. You have to find the one thing which makes you happy. Make it last. Love it and adore it, and it will love and adore you. That's the basic aspect of life. Do unto others as you want unto yourself, and that's not a literal term. If you punch someone, that does not mean they'll punch you. That means that if you care for someone, then they'll care for you. And it might not always work. There's definitely differences in this world which we can't surmise in our intellect, or at least in mine. I'm not a brilliant scientist. I'm a teenage boy who feels bad because I'm pushing away someone who I deem worthy enough for my affection and feelings. I'm definitely no one to take advice from. But whatever you find that you care for, nurture it and keep it in your heart always. But if it feels like what you have to do to keep it in your life is drown it with your wants and needs, then leave. Because if you feel like you have to bend and break just to feel the feeling of attention or to feel happy, you have to break first, then sometimes you're wrong, but sometimes you're right. But don't take the risk at times, because you never know. And it's all a matter of perspective. Because if in that moment you don't feel that pain, emotional, physical, mental, whatever, because you're just so happy, then that's a good thing. Sometimes we have to feel the pain to bring us back to earth. And I know none of this mindless rambling makes any sense, but maybe someone out there will make sense of it. I'm just a 17-year-old boy who thought he felt love, but it was proven to me that I was wrong. But never, no matter what, never think there's something wrong with you. Because I promise you, the one viewer, maybe two people who are watching this, there's nothing wrong with you. Not in a long shot. You're perfect in every way. Just learn from other people's mistakes. Learn from my mistakes, and that's all one could ask. That's all I could ask from these videos. If anyone learns anything from them, is that people, you, your friends, that you learn from others' mistakes. And you realize the world is crazy and it's always moving, and not to get caught up in the riptide, but to feel the waves still. And if you are hurting right now, that's good. Because sometimes, the pain is the exact medicine we need. It's the sedative, or medicine, I guess. The drug to bring us back to Earth, even though it may suck. It's what we need. Alright guys, I'm done with my mindless rambling. I hope everyone has a lovely day, today, tomorrow, and I hope you all continue to realize that the world is bigger than all of us. And the best thing to do is not to get lost in its vast void of humans, but to accept it and to keep it close to your heart. Because you never know where life's gonna take you. So the best thing to do is not to worry about if it's gonna hurt, but to accept the pain and to run with it. Alright. That's about all I have to say today, and if the girl whom I'm talking about is watching this, I'm sorry. I'm honestly sorry for everything.